Hello, I'd like to welcome you to the third chapter of the book of Esther. We're going to be continuing and where we left off and with Esther being made king and Haman foiling a conspiracy against the king and being written up as extolled for his virtue. And we all will be featuring the preposition kata and ipo in this chapter, and kata in many places is abbreviated kath, and ipo is abbreviated either ip with a p or the if with a phi, and they are both associated with the genitive and the accusative. Both. It can be either associated with a genitive noun or a accusative. And we'll begin now in meta tavta edoxasen o Vasilevs Artaxerxes aman ton amadathu ugeon ke ipsosen afton ke eprotovathri panton ton philon aftu. And these things, after these things, King Vasilevs, Artaxerxes, and it's Ahasuerus in the King James, and these names, and which Artaxerxes and which king it is under a lot of speculation, and we're not going to be going into that. You can read those things in commentaries and get different opinions. We're just basically zeroing in on the words. So the Artaxerxes, the king Artaxerxes extolled. Doxasen. We have the word doxology in the English, the doxology, the doxa. Anything when you see this dox, it has to do with uh, extolling or glorifying something or someone. And so after these things, the king extolled Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, and exalted him and seated him first. I have put the above all first, or it could be of all. Panton, we have the English derivative pandemic, pan, all, of all of his friends, Philon, the Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, the Philo. Ke Pontus ent avli prosekinun afto. Utos gar prosetaxen o Vasilevs piise, o de Mardocheos u prosekini avto. And all the ones in the courtyard did obeisance to him. I have the prosekinun underlined because of an important word that has been misused via the translation into English from the King James translators, or even the ones earlier, calling this word worship. And worship has taken on a whole different type of meaning today. Ask anybody, which I do all the time, what does the word worship mean to you? And I use this as an example of the importance of the Greek Septuagint. And they, of course, say, well, worship service, you praise and have music and praise God and things like that. And I say, well, it actually didn't have anything to do with that. It had to do strictly with doing obeisance to a higher authority than yourself, and a king or a lord of a manor, a god, different, a general, somebody of a higher authority. You got down on the ground and did obeisance to him to show that you were under his authority. And this was common in the with this word. Every place I've ever seen it always has to do with obeisance, and even mentions most of the places on the ground. Doesn't here, but so doing obeisance is something that's mentioned many places in the New Testament. Of course, you're familiar with the word worship. You wouldn't know that, but we don't do obeisance any longer. because many countries, some countries, some of the people listening out there may. If you are under a king, you may do obeisance, but the democracies, the people that live under the democracies got rid of doing obeisance a long time ago. Everybody is equal, and so nobody does obeisance to anybody. But God expects us to do obeisance, and we'll go through this word and we see it in other places and more in the New Testament, but I just want to point this out, and I'll be pointing it out when ever it occurs, so you can see that I'm not just picking one small instance and trying to change worship, that we know it today. And I tell people about this, and they tend to think I'm a know-it-all and I'm trying to uh, change everything, coming up with my own ideas, and I've um, been hard sometimes to show people, well, this isn't where it really was. They can't they can't handle that. That they want it to be playing a trumpet or playing a guitar and lifting up your hands, and that's the way they want it because it's been taught that long. So it's an interesting subject. And so anyway, on all the ones in the courtyard did obeisance to him, to Haman, the Agagite. For so the king assigned it to do. The 4160 is doing. Uh, but Mordecaios, the subject, because OS, Mordecaios, his name change down here. You'll see it's a different uh, cases, the name changes if it's in the nominative of the subject. Not every word, but many do. And Mordecai is one that does. But Mordecai did not prosecini, did not do obeisance to him. It doesn't say he didn't worship him. Of course he didn't, because that's not what it means. In verse 3, Ke elalisan I enti avli tu vasileos, Mardokeo, Mardokei ti parakusis ta ipo tu vasileos legomena. And the ones in the courtyard of the king, 6, Elalisan said to Mordecai, and there's a dative, to Mordecai, and here's a vocative, O Mordecai, and there would be Mardokei, and the other one was, the dative is Mardokeo. So your name would have different spellings depending on the case and make it a little more confusing. So if your name is, I don't know, Harold, it could be something, if it was saying to go to do something, it would be a different pronunciation in the Greek. Why do you disregard the things being said by the king? Epo. There's the epo, the preposition, and here it's to is after. Remember that to is a what? It's a genitive, singular. So the epo with the when it's associated with the genitive is generally by, being said by the king. If it's in the accusative, it's under. But this isn't, so it's a genitive, so it wouldn't be under the king, being said under the king, it would be being said by the king. So epo has different meanings depending on the word it associated with, the case, or the word it's associated with. Verse 3, Kathakastin imeran elalun afto, keuk, and we'll continue that in a second. Accordingly, each day, imeran, ephemeral, they spoke to him, and he did not, epikusin, aftis, hearken to them. They spoke to him every day, and he didn't listen to them. Ke ipedixan to aman Mardokeon, tis tus vasileos, logis antitasomenon, ke ipedixen aftis Mardokeos, oti iutheos esti. And they indicated to Haman that Mordecai was rebelling against the words of the king, the logis, the words of the king. And Mordecai indicated to him that he is a Jew. Uh, so, J- being a Jew, remember this is Persia, which is today Iran, and the Jews weren't like there, and he doesn't seem like any more than they are today, where most of them have left and have went into Israel. And Mordecai is, of course, being now going to be singled out, and all the Jews, because of Haman's dislike to them. And we go into the next couple verses. Ke epignus aman oti u proskini avto Mardocheos ethimothi sphodra. And Haman, realizing that, 1, Mordecai, 2, did not, 3, do obeisance to him, there's a do obeisance, was enraged exceedingly. Ke evulevsato ephanise pantus tus hypo tin artaxerxu Vasilian Eutheus. And he took counsel, Haman, that is, to remove Pontus, all the Jews, Eutheus, Epo, under. There's a second Epo, the first was by, and now it's under, because it is with the accusative, teen, article, under the Jews, under the kingdom of Artaxerxes. So he took counsel to remove all these Jews. K. Epise psiphisma en eti dodecato tis Vasilius Artaxerxu. K. Evale clerus imeran ex imeris K. mina ec minos oste apolese in mia imera to genos Mardocheu. K. epison o kleros istin tessarascaidekatin to minos os estin adar. And he made, 4160, the doing, a referendum in the 12th year, the dodecato. See, this is a compound word, and the two words are, there's two words in there we've had before as derivatives. The deca is what? 10. The decade, and the though is theo, though, the 12th, 10 and 2, the 12th, of the Vasilius of Artaxerxes. And he cast clerus, lots. Cleric is originally somebody who was chosen by a lot. And we have this clerus, chosen by lots. This is they cast lots over the clothing of Jesus when he was crucified. And they cast lots to choose which the two disciples would replace Judas of the 12. And this casting of lots, the clerus, is this is what is happening here, day by day, imeris, ephemeral, and mina, we had that before, ek minos, month by month, the mean, the menopause, menses, so as to destroy in one day the genos, Mardocheu, of Mordecai, the genus. We mentioned that earlier. It's a method, one of the ways of classifying a genus, family and genus, and so forth. And Okleros, Lot, fell on the 14th of the month. This is 4, Tessera, and K. There's a K. We haven't got to that, but that word appears more than any other word. There's a K at the beginning of it. And there's another K, and. So K is something you can remember. You see it a gazillion times, and it's and. Sometimes maybe but generally it's always and. And so this is tesseras, that's 4. K, decata, there's a deca, the 10. 4 and 10 is 14th. Of the minos, which is Adar. ke elalase pros ton Vasilea artaxerxene legon eparchi ethnos diasparmenon entis ethnisen en pasi ti Vasilia su Eithe nomi avton exali parapanta ta ethni ton they nomon tu Vasileos paracususi ke u simferi to Vasili iase aftus. And he spoke to the king Artaxerxes, Haman did, saying, there exists a nation, ethnos, ethnic, having been disseminated among the ethnicene, the plural, nations, in all your Vasilia. But their laws, the nomi, astronomy, nomi, their laws are special from Panta ta ethni, all the nations, and of the nomon, the plural, laws of the Vasileos they disregard. And it is not advantageous to the king of the Vasili to allow them. So Haman is bringing up this thing and saying that they don't obey the laws, and they disregard them. They have their own laws, which they do. They did, and this reminds us of the three young Israelites that disobeyed the law of Nebuchadnezzar and went into the fiery furnace. And verse 9 it continues, I doki to Vasili dogmatisato apolese aftus, kago diagrapso isto gazophilakion tu Vasileus, argiriu talenta miria. If it seems good to the Vasili, dogmatisato is a verb. Let him decree it. Dogma, first part of that word, the dogma in the English derivative. Let him decree to destroy them. And I will circumscribe for the treasury of the king 10,000 talents. The agrapso, diagram. I will diagram, circumscribe for the treasury of the king, the Vasileos. Myria, one is, we have myriads as an English derivative. Two, talent is a transliteration into English of Argiriu, Argentina, the silver country named after silver. And verse 10, K, perialomenos o Vasilefs to dactylion etoken is hieras to aman, sfragise katata gegramena kataton iudeon. And the Vasileos removing the dactylion, the ring, a dactylion. We have a petrodactyl, it means a winged finger. That's that bird, that prehistoric bird that had the huge wings that all these movies of Jurassic Park and so forth, and it could pick up humans if it wanted to and fly off and eat them. And so this is dactylion. And gave it into the hands, the hieras, the chiropractor, the derivative of Haman, or to Haman, gave it into the hands to Haman. It should be better than of Haman, because it's to is the toe, right there is in the dative, to Haman. To set seal, sfragise, we have sphragistics, a study of seals and signets. I'm sure you'll remember that derivative. To set seal, kata ta gegramena, to set seal on, or it could be according to the things being written, and then because this is in the accusative, but now we see the katas with the genitive, the tone in the plural, against in the when it's in the kata, and the genitive is generally against. So there's different meanings depending on the word that the preposition associates itself with. And here that's the articles, and we studied the articles quite a bit, so should be getting an idea what they are. And you can see that that's an accusative, and this is a genitive, and so the rules change for depending on which article it is. So in the gegramena, grama, a grammar is English derivative, and that gegram is a verb being written upon. In verse 11, Ke ipen o vasilevs to aman, to men argirion eki, to de ethni kro ostelis. And the king, the Vasilev, said to Haman, as for the argirion, you have it, it's yours. And for the ethne, the nation, you treat it as you want. And there is the exclamation, so there is a imperative somewhere in that verse there, crow. You treat it as you want. Verse 12, Ke ekleithison e grammatis, tu vasileos mini proto, ti tris kai thekati, ke egrapsen os apetaxen aman, ti strategis, ke tis arcusi kata pasen horen apo indikis eos tis Ethiopias tes. And the grammatis, the grammar, gramma, the scribes, they write, grammatics, by the Vasileos, proto mini. The proto, we have something that's the first in proto type in English, the first mini. On the triskaidekati, there's the a word there. You have the K and deca, again 10. Remember that we had a couple places. So 10. What's the trees? Tree, try, 3. 13th day. And egrapsen, and they wrote as Haman gave orders to the strategis, the commandments. Strategy is a military term. And to the arcusi, the rulers, kata, that could be according to every place, and this is an accusative, and I think I'll change that to according to every place. Horon, horography is map making, from Indikis, India, unto Ethiopias, Ethiopia. Ekaton, Ikosiepta, Hores, to 127 places. Ekaton, hectare, 127 hores, places. To the tis te arcusi ton ethnon katat tin afton lexin, the Artaxerxes to Vasileos, to the rulers of the ethnon. Kata, there's the teen accusative, according to their lexine, lexicon, lexography, a form of speech, has to do with writing and speech, through Artaxerxes the Vasileus. So this edict going out is going out from India all the way to Ethiopia, to all these countries, 127 places, to rulers to wipe out the Jews. It wasn't just in Iran, in this place, Persia, but throughout the world. And boy, it seems like today we hear the swords. This is 2009, February the 21st, that the swords are being rattled by the Iranians, Persia, to destroy Israel. And so it's all coming back and happening again. Amazing. Ke apostoli dia bibliophoron istin Artaxerxu Vasilian aphanise to genos ton Iudeon en imeramia minos to decatu os estin adar, ke the arpase ta iparkon ta afton. And it was sent by bibliophoron, biblio, I put that in there because the Bible, a book, couriers, a phoron is carrying, carrying books, carrying letters. unto the kingdom of Artaxerxes Vasulian, to remove the genos, the race of the Jews, in Imeramia, one day of the 12th month. Now we have this one here, deca again, 10, and tho is 2, the theo, minos, a month, which is Adar, and to plunder their possessions, to kill them and to plunder their possessions on a certain day. So this was being sent out to do this. This was a done deal. Uh, this is going to happen. There's no way to change it. Once it's gone out and had the seal sent, stamped to it, it's going to happen. All the people can have all their possessions legally. Any Jew you find, you can kill him. It reminds you of Nazi Germany and the Crystal Night and all the things that the Jews did, the Germans did to the Jews in the 1932, 33, 34 on, taking all of their possessions. It happened again after this. And that's what, this is the plan. And then in verse 14, it continues, ta de antigrapha ton epistolon exetitheto kata horon, ke prosetagi passin etimus ine istin iberin taftin. And the antigrapha, anti is the, we had that preposition anti instead of the last chapter. Now, all the prepositions that we're going to be going through, they all are used commonly in front of other words, nouns, and so forth, and they change the word into something not quite the way the original one. Like here, it's grapha is a writing. An antigrapha is a copy. Anti, it's like another one added onto it instead of. It's a copy instead of the writing. That's interesting. And so you'll be seeing these prepositions being used as prefixes, Greek prefixes, over and over again, and we'll bring them out. Actually, here's another one right here. Exetitheto, the X. There's another one, epistolon, the epi is a preposition. We haven't gotten to all these prepositions, but over and over, prepositions are also used with other words. Okay, and the copies of the epistolon, that should be highlighted. An epistle is which is used in the New Testament, the epistle of John or the epistle of Peter, the letters. I should have highlighted 1992. Were displayed. Kata, horon. Kata in the horon is in the accusative, so I probably going to change this one to according to. Were displayed according to place. I have in each place because I have it italicized because it really is in each. But at the time I did this, which may have been sometimes between now and 20 years earlier, that I have learned a lot more and changed some of these words. This is when I will. And it was a sign to all to be prepared for that imeron, for that day. So everybody was anxiously awaiting it so they could plunder. Espevtheto they to pragma ke Isusan o they Vasilevske aman ekothonizonto etarasato they polis. And the thing, the pragma, pragmatic, and the thing was hastened. It was put into effect. Even in Sushan, that's the capital of the king. And the Vasilevs and Aman toasted. They drank to it. But the city was at Tarasatos. City was disturbed. The polis, metropolis. The city was disturbed. It mentions how the city was disturbed when the three Magi came to King Herod in Jerusalem. And people know what's going on. Something's going to happen. And it's like today we look on the internet and we see things that might possibly happen, and we get disturbed, agitated, look at the internet to see what's going on, or the television or radio, whatever we have, and become agitated by these things that are going to happen. And so the people were agitated knowing that this was going to happen. And what happens will be continuing in the fourth chapter, and we hope you'll join us the next time. God bless.